Hey, welcome to another episode of Tea&Gab Podcast. I hope you take away any reflections. Grab your teacup and let's gab. Cheers!
Welcome, friends, and today I want to share with you some of my reflections on Harry Potter. We were just talking about that the other day in our literature class. J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling wrote Harry Potter. She's basically the author, and she has some controversies in her life. It was a pretty tough life she had, at least her, young age with her mom sick and everything. Turns out that later she got a nice husband and good job, published Harry Potter, became famous, got money. But at the end, she said just something, her opinion she shared publicly, and then LGBT movement and those people just started saying, hey, come on, you messed up because you're good, your works were nice, but since you said this, now you messed up with us and whatever. She didn't really care. She was just trying to really say what she thought about specific topic. But what I want to talk about today is Harry Potter. What is my opinion on that? I know that some people, or lots of people, love it. Lots of people hate it. Lots of people condemn it as a book from Satan, hell, whatever. If you read that, you're gonna be possessed. I don't really know, whatever. I have heard that, but my opinion is I have read the book. I haven't read in English. I read in Portuguese, and I can say it's a catchy story. Engaging, you really feel the adventure. You can imagine the whole scene. By the way, I haven't watched the movies. I didn't like. I just started the first one, and for me it was boring, so I prefer the books. I read all the books, and so as I was reading, going through it, was very engaging. Was very as I said, catchy. You're reading. You're brought into the adventure, into the life of Harry Potter. And there are so many things, so many values, so many people growing, maturing, and even the magic world is phenomenal. It's amazing how she could thought on those things. I felt impressed. But I also think that a book created in me a sort of expectation on the character of Harry Potter. I could see people around him who at the beginning seemed to be evil, but as the story goes on, it turns out that they become good characters. They help Harry or whatever. But at the end, I see Harry as the same young boy of the first book. I can't really see his maturity. But it's still a nice story. It's just this that for me was but why? He can't mature. He's always kind of making bad decisions, acting as a kid. And also, here's a big criticism on this book: the consequences, consequentialism. When the end justify the means. Basically, that's present in the whole story, because Harry is always making bad decisions, but everything at the end turns out as something good. And that's not real life. If you make bad decisions, you will mess up, you will have to pay for them or whatever. You have the consequences, bad consequences. But that's not the reality in Harry Potter. I think that's the only thing, at least from simple reading, you can notice and consider as dangerous for kids. That's maybe my little thing on a big thing against Harry Potter. There's also these arguments and stories and testimonies from different exorcists all over the place, saying that people got possessed of reading Harry Potter or start, pronouncing the magic words, and turned out they were actually real words used by witches and whatever. I didn't really know, but I mean, sort of believable. Those priests, exorcists, they are virtuous men. I mean, they work with those things. They might know something. So I think you can take in consideration what they say. But there's also the other side, people using Harry Potter as a way to evangelize, talk about virtue and the love of Christ, the love of Harry's parents, how they gave their lives to save Harry and whatever. I mean, I think that's so good, so you can use the story in both ways. But there is also another point that one of the fathers who lives here with me, he says once something that struck me is that when something, a piece of art, work, book, or even someone is criticized by both sides, let's say liberals and conservatives, or Democrats, Republicans, or whatever you want to say, leftists and right people, I mean, whatever, means that there's something there. There's something deeper that must be explored. Well, it might be something good, and most likely something good, but could also be something, maybe bad because, both sides are criticizing. That's something to pay attention. I can't say if Harry Potter is good or bad. I don't think it's so mathematic as an equation. But this is my reflection. This is what I have to say. And I hope you have enjoyed. Keep in tune. See you next episode.